Fellas, the new Dark World support has finally arrived in Master Duel, and I could not be more excited. I've been up all night since the new pack dropped, getting footage for these replays and this deck profile, and I'm just so beyond excited to show you what this deck can do and how much fun you can have with it. I was really excited when this support dropped in the TCG, and now it's here in Master Duel, and I've just been having a blast with it. I'm having so much fun. Dark World, the deck everyone loves to hate, and now it is even more degenerate with the new cards in the form of, we got Genta, the Gate Man, we got Rainbow, Overking, a couple of new spell cards, Dark World Archives, and of course the Fusion spell to get into the new Grapha Fusion. I love this deck. Dark World is my favorite archetype of all time, so we'll just get straight into the deck profile. Danger Dark World, this version of the deck, unfortunately with the new update came a new banning in the form of Silva, which hurts the deck a lot, but is understandable since Master Duel is a best of one. It would be very unfair to loop your opponent's entire hand turn one and then not be able to side for it 2 and 3. So makes sense why it got banned, but we're gonna we're still out here. We're still making plays. We're still comboing for our entire turn, fighting the clock, making our opponent hate everything, and we out here. So we'll just get straight into this deck profile here. Just gonna go top to bottom. Of course, we have some dangers. If you don't know dangers, of course, you can reveal it, and then one random card is discarded from your hand, and if it is not the card that was revealed, then you can special summon that danger monster and then draw one. That, of course, works well with your Dark Worlds that all get effects when they are discarded by effect. That's a very important distinction here. They have to be sent for effect and not cost. So, with that in mind, we'll get into some of these effects. Jackalope gets the effect that if it's discarded, you can special summon a danger from your deck. Tsuchinoko, of course, can special summon itself if it's discarded. We have one Blackwing Zephyros, the Elite. When it's in the graveyard, you can return a face-up card you control to your hand, special summon it, and then take 400, and then that's a once per duel. Would be really cool if it was not, but we definitely take advantage of that with the soft once per turn of the field spell, Gates of Dark World. We'll get to that momentarily. 3 copies of the Searcher. We got Snow. If it's discarded, you can add a Dark World card from your deck to your hand. A couple more dangers here. We have Chupacabra. This one, if it's discarded, you can special summon a danger from your graveyard. Danger Mothman is a little what's it called? The Dark World Dealings. It's a little Dark World Dealings. Both you and your opponent draw one and then discard one. The first of the new support, Genta, you can discard it and then add a copy of Gates of the Dark World from your deck to your hand. And then there's a really cool combo that you can do with it. If you use the effect of Gates of Dark World while Genta's in the graveyard, banish the Genta, it actually special summons itself from the banish zone, which is really cool. You can chain block with that really easily if you have a copy of Snow or other searchers such as the new Rainbow. Really good. So Genta, really good support. Run that at 3. Now, to supplement the loss of Silva, we are running 2 copies of Gold, Woolord of Dark World. Definitely not as good as Silva, but it is still disruption on your opponent's turn. If you are able to trigger it by an opponent's card effect through things such as your new Fusion, you can pop 2 cards on your opponent's side of the field, which is really good. And we just needed more bodies to be able to go into plays. When it's discarded, you can special summon it. Same as Silva, but the opponent discard effect is not as good as what Silva provided, but we still need those bodies to be able to recycle our Grapha and the other one, the Rainbow. More dangers, of course, Nessie. If it's discarded, you can add a danger from deck to hand. Very good. 3 Lava Golem. Lava Golem actually does really good in this deck, actually. It's a form of not disruption, but a little 2 kaiju type deal, and that's the only kind of like hand trap disruption kind of going second cards that you can that we have in here. Yeah, so it is a level 8, and it's also a fiend, so you can use it off of the effect of Gates of Dark World, which is really good. And it also works really well with trade-in. We're running a lot of level 8s in this deck, so Lava Golem is not necessarily a brick if you draw it going first. It can actually allow you to extend even further by getting more draw power. So 3 Lava Golem, really good. Of course, 2 copies of the OG Grapha, Lord of Dark World. Pops a card when it's discarded, and it can be returned, and it can be special summoned from the graveyard by returning a Dark World monster you control to the hand, which is really good, gives you even more advantage. Rounding out our danger package, 2 copies of Bigfoot, pops a face-up card. Pops a face-up card on your opponent's side of the field. Danger Thunderbird, of course, can pop face-down cards. And then the last of the new main deck monsters, it can, similar to Grapha, it can special summon itself from the graveyard by returning a level 7 or lower Dark World monster you control to the hand. So, for example, if you have gold out and you have both of the Grapha and the Rainbow in the graveyard, you can return the gold to summon the Rainbow, and then return the Rainbow to summon Grapha. And then there you go, you have 2 more Dark World names in your hand. Very, very good. Lots of advantage. Best card in the deck by far, Card Destruction. Need I say more? Both players discard their hands and draw the same number. It's awesome. More draw power, we have Trade-In, and of course the Allure of Darkness. We just want to get through our deck as fast as possible, see as many names, see as many different cards as possible. It's very good. And of course the field spell, Gates of Dark World, soft once per turn, such a good card. All fiend monsters gain 300 attack and defense. And then of course the main effect, once per turn, you can banish a fiend monster from the graveyard, discard a fiend, and draw 1 card. So you plus off of this if you send something like Snow or Rainbow. And I forgot to mention the second effect of Rainbow. If it's discarded, you can add a level 5 or higher Dark World monster from your deck to your hand. Very, very good. And that's typically what we either search Grapha or gold off of. And then another really cool thing that you can do with Gates, with Genta, is that if you open a copy of Genta and another Dark World card that you can get into the graveyard, discard the Genta, add the Gates of Dark World, activate the effect to banish the Genta, and then get your Rainbow or Grapha into the graveyard, and then bounce Genta back to your hand, special summoning out one of your big boys, and then use the effect again, because that first effect to add the field spell is not once per turn. Only the special summon effect from the banish zone is once per turn, so keep that in mind. You can recycle this as much as you would like. So yeah, keep that in mind. That's a really cool combo. And then rounding out the last of the new Dark World support, Dark World Archives. If you control a Dark World monster, you can discard a Dark World monster, which is really good. And it gives a little attack boost to your Dark World monsters on the field based on the level of the monster that was discarded. And then the effect that triggers off of that, if you discard a card, you can activate the effect to discard 1 more card and then draw 2 cards. This card is insane. It's so good. We only need to run it at 1 because both of those effects are hard once per turn, so keep that in mind as well. We only need to run it at 1. We see it over the course of the turn. Very, very good. Dark World Ascension, of course, is the quick play fusion spell, which is also really good. Typically with this, you're going to be summoning your big Grapha Fusion boss monster by banishing materials mentioned on it from your field or graveyard. But since we are specifically summoning the Dark World boss monster, we can discard materials. So typically when we see this, the worst case scenario is we're going to be banishing the materials from the graveyard. But if we have the Grapha in our hand, we have the Searcher in our hand, we have Snow, we have this one, we can discard those and then get the effects. And the best case scenario, Grapha is in our hand because we don't want to banish one of the copies of Grapha. We don't want to do that. We want to make sure that this stays in rotation, so we want to make sure we have Grapha in our hand when we are doing that fusion summon. And then the other really cool part of this card is even more discard power. When it's in the graveyard, you can return it to the hand and then discard a Dark World card or a Dark World monster. So even more ways to get your Dark World monsters into the graveyard. Very good. Now, Last card here, the @1 Eradicator Epidemic Virus. I don't like playing it. It never feels good. I hate playing against it in the TCG. It's kind of it's a really frustrating card to play against. But yeah, this card is kind of one of our supplements for losing the Silva Loop. We still have, the hand control with it a little bit. Spells are very prevalent right now. And especially with the new pack that just dropped, Trap Tricks and Labyrinth just got the new support, so you can still call traps with this and be able to wipe out your opponent's hand very, very easily. Very concise. I will say, you can run Dark World however you want. These ratios of cards are not set in stone. These are the ones that I have found that I have the most fun with. If you have any suggestions on what you would change in the main deck or extra deck, please let me know. I'm very open to suggestions, and if it makes the deck more fun, then all more power to you. Absolutely. So we'll get into the extra deck now. Of course, the brand new Grapha Dragon Overlord of Dark World is a Grapha, the vanilla Grapha with 1 dark monster, which is really good. And it gives you a little bit of negation when your opponent activates a monster effect or a normal spell or trap card while you have cards in your hand. It is a quick effect, which is very good. Activate this effect. Your opponent's activated effect becomes your opponent discards 1 card. So yeah, if you this is where gold will come into play. If you have it in your hand while this triggers, it activates the secondary effect. So use the effect to negate, discard the gold, and then you'll get the body of gold plus 2 pops on your opponent's turn, which is really, really nice. Very, very good. And then the secondary effect is pretty good. It recycles one of your Grapha when it is sent to the graveyard. Let me double check that. If this fusion summon card in its owner's control leaves the field because of an opponent's card, you can special summon 1 Grapha that is banished or in your graveyard. So it doesn't have to be destroyed if it leaves the field by an opponent's card effect, which is really good. So it recycles maybe one of your banished Graphas, and yeah, just really, really good card. Next up, we have a couple of Exceeds. We have Dagaris the Timeless, 2 level 4s. It's a mini Graceful Charity on legs. It's incredible. Skip your next draw phase, draw 2, and then discard 1. The discard 1 is by effect, so you will be able to trigger your Dark World effects. Next up is Coach King Giant Trainer. This card literally just says draw 3 cards. You can deal a little bit of burn damage if the cards that you draw are monsters. You can't conduct your battle phase the turn you activate this, but going first, you don't need to worry about that. Just a really, really good card. Next up, we have a little bit of negation. Number 38, Hope Harbinger Dragon, Titanic Galaxy. It's just a spell negation, and it can also redirect your opponent's attacks. Next up, number 90, Galaxy Eyes Photon Lord. It is a monster negation. Not that we're lacking in that in any department, but I needed to replace Akashic Magician with something, so I just threw in another, generic rank 8 negation in there. So yeah, there is that. Next up, we're going to go into our link package. Going second, this deck is still very much able to break opponents' boards and OTK very easily. We have all of these nightmares in here: Nightmare Cerberus, Nightmare Phoenix, pop a monster, pop a spell or trap. You have to discard 1 for cost, so your Dark Worlds will not be able to activate their effects off of these effects. But yeah, monster pop, spell and trap pop. We have IP Masquerena, which is really good. We can use this on our end board to link into the last Nightmare, which is Nightmare Unicorn, which spins a card back to your opponent's deck. Very, very nice. 1 copy of, let me flex a little bit, Royal Rare Dark the Dark Charmer Gloomy. Very good. Just more link climbing capabilities. And then Muckraker from the Underworld combined with, again, Royal Rare, World Sea Dragon Zealantis gives us the Fiend Lock, which the combo here, using Muckraker as well as the World Sea Zealantis, the Muckraker itself gives us a Fiend Lock, us specifically, and because the effect of World Sea Zealantis has us summoning monsters to our opponent's side of the field, that the board wipe here, and then once the monsters come back, it is actually us that is special summoning those monsters back. But because we are Fiend locked through Muckraker, only our fiend monsters will come back. So that's a pretty cool way to go about getting like a board wipe that sticks around. Next up, we have the limited to 1 Saryuya Skull Dread. Very good card. It's very easy to get to use 4 materials to dig deeper into our deck. When it's link summoned using 4 monsters, you can draw 4, then place 3 cards from your hand on the bottom of your deck in any order. The other really notable effect here is that you can just get a free special summon from your hand to your field to continue your combos. Very good card. I understand why it's at 1. Next up, rounding out our link package here, we have, of course, Appaloosa, Bow of the Goddess. It's very easy to end on 4 negates with this. Very good. Access code Talker for easy OTK plays. And the World Dragon Zelantis, like I was saying earlier, combos very, very well with Muckraker, with the Fiend Lock. Just not be like it's a really cool combo that just gets rid of your opponent's entire board. Very, very good. This deck, it's really fun. Not gonna lie, this deck is really fun. Is it competitive though? I will say absolutely not. Especially with Tier Elements still around. The Bestials interact with this deck in a very, very easy way. They can get your Graphas and your Rainbows banished very, very easily, and yeah, this deck does not have a very good matchup with the current meta at the moment. Unfortunately, it being a best of 1 gives it a little bit of an easier time, but still the Bestials are roaming around. Tier Elements is still around. And yeah, it's a fun deck. Is it competitive though? I would say absolutely not. But I have 3 replays for you today. They're all really fun replays showing what the deck is able to do going first and second, and what it is able to do against Maxx C. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump straight into these replays. And yeah, I'll see you guys in just a second. So I know what you're thinking. Doesn't Maxx C inherently destroy this deck? And yes, I would typically say yes, but in situations like this is a really funny replay. I was laughing my head off the entire time this was happening because I had the out in my hand the entire time, and I was just waiting for the right moment to pull off what you're about to see. Yes, Maxx C typically does destroy this deck. Your opponent can draw basically anything, any of their going second cards, and destroy the deck on the crackback. But you'll see in just a second what we can do here. So we open the Genta. We're going to discard that to add a copy of the Gates of Dark World. We're going to activate that copy of the field spell, use the effect, banish the Genta, discard the Snow, drew the Snow, and then this is really cool here. This is what I was saying in the deck profile. It's really easy to chain block your searchers here. So what we can do here is chain 1 the Snow, and then chain 2 the second effect of Genta. To special summon out the Genta, our opponent is of course going to chain the Maxx C here. Very good play on their part. So yeah, what we're going to do here is special summon out this copy of Genta right here. And then get the search effect of Snow. We're going to search the new Rainbow. Very good here. We're going to use trade-in, discarding the Rainbow to draw 2 more cards. Use the effect to get the Rainbow on the field. Use the non-once per turn effect to search another copy of Gates of Dark World. Activate that second copy of Gates of Dark World. And we're going to activate the effect again, banishing the Snow, discarding the Snow, drawing the Tsuchinoko, and then we are going to search a copy of Gold Warlord of Dark World. We're going to activate the Allure of Darkness, drawing 2, banishing the Tsuchinoko. After this, we're going to activate the other copy of Trade-In, getting rid of the Danger Bigfoot. We wanted to keep the Rainbow in hand so we can activate the search function of this. So after this, we're going to activate the effect of Danger Thunderbird, discarding the Lava Golem, summoning it out, drawing a copy of Jackalope, Jackalope effect, discarding the Ascension, which is completely fine because of that second effect that allows it to return to hand and discard a Dark World monster. This is actually a really good scenario for us right here. So we're going to summon out, they're going to draw, we're going to activate that effect of Ascension, adding it back to our hand, discarding the Snow effect will activate. We're going to add another copy of Gates of Dark World. We're going to activate the third copy of Gates of Dark World, use the effect, banish the Lava Golem. Like I said in the deck profile, Lava Golem is in fact a fiend, so we can use that effect. We can use the effect of Gates of Dark World to banish it. Discard the gold here. You summon out the gold, draw 1. We drew the Grapha, and from here we're going to activate the effect of Dark World Ascension. Dark World Ascension here will get us the Grapha, Overlord of Dark World, and I wanted to hold on to Grapha. I wanted to hold off on going into Overlord as long as possible, but I was terrified of like Nibiru and stuff like that, so I wanted to get the some negation out as quickly as I could. And you'll notice here that I did draw card destruction, and if you'll see where this is going, you can probably see what the plan is here. I was calculating how many cards they had in their hand and how many cards they had remaining in deck while I was comboing off. So you're going to get the effect of the Rainbow. Chain the mandatory effects of Grapha. We're going to add the copy of Grapha to our hand, and from here we're going to be able to bounce back the gold as well as the rainbow. Very, very good, very good, very good. And then from here we have 3 level 8s on our side of the field, so we're going to go into Coach King Giant Trainer. Very good card. So we're going to use the effect up to thrice per turn. Very good card. So first one we got is Dark World Archives. Very good. Second one is the second copy of gold, and the third activation will be a copy of Allure of Darkness. Not bad. So we're going to activate the effect of Dark World Archives, use the effect to discard one of the gold, and then trigger the secondary effect of the Dark World Archives to discard one more card. And draw 2. We're going to get rid of the other gold. So we're going to be able to special summon out both of these copies of gold, Lord of Dark World, and then bounce them back to our hand. And you'll see how this like resource loop and this advantage just gets out of hand so quickly. From here, we're going to go into Saryuya Skull Dread using 4. And yeah, we're going to be able to draw, well, no, our opponent does have the Ash Blossom for this right here, and I allowed it to go through just because they were getting to the point where we just needed a couple more special summons off of this to be able to pull off the, to be able to pull off that awesome combo. So they are going to be able to negate the effect of the Saryuya Skull Dread to draw 4. Completely fine. We just need to summon a couple more times. We're going to use the effect to special summon out the gold Lord of Dark World, get back out the rainbow, and I do believe from here it is time to pull off this nasty combo. All right, here we go. From here, we are going to activate card destruction, and look at all of that. They drew their entire deck. I could not have scripted that more perfectly. And yeah, from there our opponent is just going to scoop because they realized they had lost the game. So there it is. There is that. We have 2 more replays for you coming up right now. Stick around. So this replay is going to show what the deck is able to do going second, and we are playing against Labyrinth, which is a pretty decent it's a pretty decent test. I don't think that this deck has a particularly good matchup against Labyrinth and meta and stuff like that, but this is just what the deck is able to do going second. So our opponent is going to be able to set big Welcome Labyrinth, get out Lady Labyrinth of the Silver Castle, Ariana effect to add Labyrinth, activate the effect of the Labyrinth, and then they will pass it back to us. Now, of course, we draw the out in the form of Lava Golem, and like I was saying, this is the only dedicated going second card that we have in the deck, and it puts in a lot of work. Definitely put Lava Golem in your deck. It synergizes with the field spell, with trade in, and just is a good going second card to be able to kaiju both their monsters. They are able to activate the effects. They're going to activate big Welcome Labyrinth to get out Lady Labyrinth again, and then graveyard effects of the couple Labyrinth cards here. Stovey, activate the effect of the Lady Labyrinth in their hand. They do get a lot of big chains here. Going to be able to summon out the Lady Labyrinth, summon out the Stovey, and then get the I can't pronounce any of this. Anyway, our turn, we're going to activate the effect of the Genta. Chain Stovey, that will resolve. Stovey will be able to set a copy of Welcome Labyrinth here, getting the Lady Labyrinth some protection. Resolution, we can add the Gates of Dark World. We're going to activate the effect of Gates of Dark World. Pretty funny note here, it did boost both of their monsters. Labyrinth is a Fiend deck, and then, of course, Lava Golem is a Fiend, and the attack and defense boost for Fiends of Gates of Dark World affects the entire board, so they get a little boost from that. Not the biggest thing in the world. We're going to activate the effect effect, discarding the Rainbow effect, chain blocked with the Genta. That will resolve. Genta will be able to be special summoned to our side of the field, and then we will be able to add a copy of Grapha here. Now, we're going to be able to summon out the Rainbow, and then use the effect again of Genta to get another copy of Gates of Dark World. The Gates of Dark World will be able to activate here, and we will activate the effect, banishing the Genta, discarding the Grapha. Destroy the back row. Now the Lady Labyrinth is able to be targeted. Very, very good. Getting out the Grapha here, we're going to activate the copy of Allure of Darkness, draw 2, banish one of the Mothman in our hand, and from here we're going to do some gambling. Very good hit here. We got the hit off of the Rainbow, special summon out the Mothman, drew a copy of Snow. Jackalope will discard one of the golds. Very good. Special summon itself out, summon out the gold, and then we can get the Rainbow Overking. Very good hand here. Nessie will be able to add us a copy of Chupacabra, and from here our opponent will just scoop. They didn't have any type of disruption. They couldn't do any plays from there. We could have just play unimpeded and just OTK from there. So that's the second one. Very easy to break boards going second. Very easy to play through opponent's disruption going second, just because we have so much draw power and so many ways to cut through these boards. One more replay for you, and this is going to showcase what the deck can do playing unimpeded. Alright, so, like I was saying, this is going to be a replay that showcases what the deck can do playing unimpeded. We are going first, and let's get off to the races here. So, Genta will be able to activate, getting us another copy of the Gates of Dark World. The Gates of Dark World will activate. We're going to banish the copy of Genta and discard Snow. Let me know if you've heard this before. Chain 1 the Searcher, chain block with Genta. Genta will be able to be summoned to our field from the banished stone. We're going to get our search from Snow, getting Rainbow, and we will activate the second copy of Gates of Dark World. Gates of Dark World effect, banish the Snow, discarding the Rainbow. We do draw the Eradicator Epidemic Virus. We're going to get the search off of Rainbow, getting the Graphic Dragon Lord. Very good. We're going to activate the effect of the Genta, getting the third copy of Gates of Dark World. Gates of Dark World will activate here, and we will activate the effect once again, banishing the Genta, discarding the Grapha, effect with no effect, getting the Rainbow back to our hand. We're going to set the copy of Eradicator Epidemic Virus. Chupacabra will let us draw 1. Normal summon Zephyros the Elite, and then we're going to overlay for a number 60 Dugaris the Timeless. Effect here, Graceful Charity on legs, draw 2, discard 1, and discard Rainbow, adding a copy of Gold. From here, we're going to go trade in, discarding the Lava Golem to draw 2, and we will, from here, Blackwing Zephyros the Elite from the graveyard, returning the copy of Gates, and for the 4th time, we are going to activate the field spell. Not activating the effect, going for the Allure of Darkness. We do draw the archives. We're going to discard the gold, and then the second effect here, we are going to be able to discard another card from our hand to draw 2 more cards. Such a good draw tool for Dark World. So gold will be able to special summon itself out. We're going to add a copy of the Danger Jackalope, and we will be able to get even more card advantage here, using the effect of Bigfoot to discard the gold, special summoning out the Danger Bigfoot. Gold will not be able to summon because we do have no more usable field spell zones, but that's completely fine. From here, we're going to go into Coach King Giant Trainer, using the effect up to thrice per turn, and we're going to draw a bunch of cards here. Oh my god, this is such a degenerate deck. I can't even lie. Alright, so from here, trade in, we're going to discard a Lava Golem. We get another Lava Golem, so we're going to go do it again. Trade in, discarding Lava Golem, drawing 2 more cards. From here, we're going to activate the 4th effect of the Gates of Dark World, discarding the Rainbow. We're going to add Grapha to our hand. From here, we're going to go into the Grapha Fusion, using monsters from our hand. So we're going to get the discard effects of these monsters. Chain the mandatory effect of Grapha, and they're going to special summon out the Woo Lord from our graveyard. Very nice, very nice. Special summon out the gold. Getting back out the Rainbow, getting back out the Grapha. From here, we can go into Saryuya Skuldread, using the effect to draw 4 and return 3 cards. We're going to use the secondary effect of the Ascension to get it back to our hand to get discard effects. So we're going to summon out the gold, use the effect to get back out Rainbow. And then from here, we're going to use Thunderbird, discard the Chupacabra. We're going to get the Thunderbird out, use the effect of the Chupacabra to get a danger from our graveyard. We're going to get the Bigfoot back out on our field. And from here, we are looking pretty damn good. We just need bodies at this point because we are trying to link climb. So Tsuchinoko will hit itself. Pretty funny. And from here, we are going to link 2 into number 38, Hope Harbinger, Titanic, Dragon Galaxy, whatever the hell the name is. Use the effect of Saryuya to get out the gold, to bring back out the Grapha, and from here we are going to go into Appaloosa, Bow of the Goddess. And after that, we're going to go for a Danger Bigfoot because we want to make sure that we have something to tribute off of Eradicator Epidemic Virus. Not too bad here. Not too bad at all. And then we're going to get Nessie out. And I did forget that we could have gone into, what's it called? We could have gone into IP Masquerena. Definitely could have. I just kind of forgot. I was in the middle of the combo. But this is still a very good end board. We have 6 negates and the Eradicator Epidemic Virus. So we're going to tribute off the Danger Bigfoot here. And our opponent is going to chain the reload, and we will chain the Hope Harbinger Dragon Titanic Galaxy. So not the worst thing in the world. It will negate, and our opponent is, I don't know what they're playing here, just stall something or another, so not super competitive replay or anything like that, but just kind of wanted to showcase you the combos of what the deck is able to do. Our draw phase is of course skipped, and we have to find a way to deal with stall cards, Waboku and stuff like that. So this is also what gold is going to be very helpful for. So they're going to activate the effect of Waboku. We're going to chain the Grapha to negate it, and this is why we have gold in here. So we're going to use the effect of the Grapha, which changes the Waboku effect to your opponent discards 1 card, and because we discarded gold, we get the secondary effect to pop 2 cards on our opponent's side of the field. So we're going to use that effect, get that out, and then destroy their back row. Pretty decent. So we're just going to go battle phase, crash with these 2, and then get in for well over game. Guys, this deck is so much fun. If you love playing solitaire, this is the deck for you. In all seriousness, though, like I said, Dark World is one of my favorite archetypes ever made. I played it with my uncle back when I was growing up, and had a lot of fun with it. But yeah, so thanks for watching, you guys. I hope you have an awesome time with this deck, and I will see you guys next time with more Master Duel content. Thanks for sticking around. Love you guys. Have a fantastic day.